Ladies and gentlemen, me and the boys just finished doing the Act 1 of Revenant and doing some side quests and messing around and seeing what there is to do. And how come I'm already staring at this screen going, what do I do? Usually I don't upload stuff like this, but someone's got to say it. This is pretty bad. They promised us, this is where I'm going to start because this is triggering. This is so mad, okay? They said this was gone. They said this style of content was going away. You understand what this is? You pick 2 of these up and then you have to go get 9 total tonic recipes, and then you pick this one up, and then you got to get 12, and then you got to get more, and it just goes up every time. And then they limit you here, and we all know why they didn't time gate this seasonal quest, because we just finished it in an hour. Now I'm not saying there's nothing to do. I know people are going to be like, see, we knew the content creators were going to complain. If you think an hour and a half or less of story was worth it, that's terrible. Like everything that we just did, the cutscenes were amazing, don't get me wrong. Seeing those cool cutscenes, I was impressed, but after like 5-6 steps, I'm like, we're done. Now I know seasons before we had like 40 steps to do, but that was also flying in and flying and talking to this person and talking to this person, so they took that kind of stuff out. But my highlight of my day was this badass armor set. Coming into the store and looking at these ornaments. I don't know if you've seen the ornaments for the Titan, the Warlock, and the Hunter, but this Plague set is awesome. There's some really cool ornaments for exotics. Cenotaph Warlock, the Nerf Gun Ace, Gallowhorn, you know, all this stuff is cool. I went and did Onslaught, literally almost fell asleep. Cool, Onslaught's dope, but we did that. We grinded Onslaught so much. They brought back Onslaught for a reason. Now again, I actually enjoy Onslaught sometimes, but like when I was just doing it today, I'm like, ugh, you know, yikes. Again, we just found out that the new Hunter exotic just launched today. It's not going to be fixed for a month. This whole season is built off the dungeon. Now don't get me wrong, when we do the dungeon on Friday, it's going to be cool, but we're getting Icebreaker. Someone that doesn't care about Icebreaker really has nothing to grind for. I'm sure the armor sets are going to be cool. We're not going to talk about spoilers in this video because we know what the dungeon boss is. I'm not going to say it out loud. We know what the returning activity is. So pretty much Bungie is basing this content, this act, off of dungeon and the returning activity. That's it. There's no point to do pinnacles. You're high enough to do the dungeon. Unless you want to solo flawless it, you got to get your power level up a little bit just so you don't have to do 7 damage phases on the final boss, even if you can. So I'm sitting here scratching my head like, why is Bungie put in a corner like this when there's so much other content right now in other games? And that's good, but it's bad for the Destiny player base because there is other games. There's First Ascendant, there's Diablo, there's COD, PoE 2's coming out. There's other games that people are gonna go play and just be like, not now, Bungie. I'll wait for you to do another revamp. And like I said, I never talk like this, but I have been branching out and playing other stuff, been playing other games. When I come back to the game, I want to feel like welcome. I want to feel like not entitled, but I want stuff to do. And I feel like I'm sitting here like, this sucks. Like, I want my boys to chime in here. We'll start with VC. I mean, dude, just give me your honest opinion. Like, what?
I mean, honestly, I'm just shocked at how little there was to do at the launch of this episode.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw all the stuff that was in the trailer. We thought we were getting all this kind of stuff, and it's 14 steps, and it's just
14 steps.
Onslaught.
Yeah. Do you think some of the stuff in the trailer is like Act 2 or Act 3? Because I don't think so.
I think it probably is. I think that I feel like Act 1 is definitely the lightest we're gonna get, but it's not a good start, and they're really just banking on the dungeon on Friday.
Abel?
I agree with everything you guys are saying. I think Bungie is like out of touch with their player base, and like what's crazy is like in all these vidocs and these developer things, these insights, they always say, hey, we've been listening to feedback, we've been monitoring this, monitoring that, here's what we're gonna do to change this. And then when they change it, it's not quite like how I perceive the feedback that's being given, right? So it's like this whole seasonal model to where we have honeydew lists to basically build another currency, and that currency, you know, being used to focus weapon or armor drops or whatever. It's tiresome. I mean, we've had it for so long, and it's just insane. But yeah, I agree that I think they have cooked, because they were like, well, if you just want to clear it all out in one day, we'll just give you enough to clear out in one day. When really, they just gave us enough to clear out in 1 hour.
1 hour.
You know, and I think that's fucking tough to chew on, you know what I mean?
Oh, how are we feeling about these tonics? I think you throw them out the window. I don't even give a shit
It's a
about
waste of time.
Waste of time. Waste
I mean,
of time.
just give us other ways to focus. They've done it before to where we just have a focus menu of look at Into the Light. You just visited a statue, you focused it, it didn't cost you nothing, you just added it to your focus thing and you did it. I don't see these tonics actually benefit me at all, besides the combat ones that you get to buff your artifact, in which case just buff the artifact.
Which one was it, VC, that it was the copy of the last mod? This is how how, what I want to point out about these tonics, this used to be all one mod, okay? This used to be the perks of Hail the Storm. But what they did was, is they took the bottom perk away and made it a tonic boost. That's just terrible. But again, it's just like, there's no reason for me to run these tonic. Like the left side ones, I get it. You want to buff your artifact mods and make your build stronger, that's cool. But these right ones, like, who cares about getting armor and stuff? One, let's not forget, in summer of 2025, armor's getting a rework. So pretty much you're just farming for weapons. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some weapons to farm this season. There is, okay? So we're cooking. Right now we're cooking. We got new weapons. Oh my God, look at all these new weapons. Here we go. You ready for it? What the fuck are we using them for? What activities are we doing to use these new weapons? A dungeon?
Onslaught again.
Onslaught. PvP, Clyde. Who the fuck's playing PvP? Trials. Go get some new Trials armor. Go get some new Trials weapons. Hell, I heard people are already getting the Trials hand cannon right now. Well, Clyde, we can go do Garden. I get it. I just wanted to vent. The reason why I wanted to vent right now is just tell people how I felt. I'm still going to grind. I'm still going to do the dungeon. I'm still going to do some fun stuff. But I just think that Bungie needs to just not put all their eggs in their basket for summer of 2025, because player base just sitting here around here waiting from October all the way to summer of next year of this stuff. It's not it. Like, don't make us do these stupid charts. I'm going back to it one more time. I hate this system. This is just so dumb. Now, if I could sit here and just keep doing them all and being like, all right, I mean, it's still the same scenario. No matter what, you're gonna be like, hey, I ran out of stuff to do. But forcing me to go turn in tonics, by the way, grab 4 of those tonics and turning it into a blue, and then crafting 4 blues to turn into a purple, just to unlock one step at a time. Be like, oh man, it took me 8 hours to do this, but really, it shouldn't have taken you that long. So, you know, don't get me wrong. New artifact mods, cool. New dungeon, I'm gonna have fun in the new dungeon. That's the most fun I'm gonna have this season for sure. Dungeon, I can't wait for it. The mods, cool. Grenade launchers are busted. The new exotic, it's fun. This thing's cool. Generates ammo. The reload kind of sucks, but I mean, they had to give us an actual artifact mod to reload a grenade launcher. So, you know, it's there, but you know, knowing that there's not much to do for 41 days, it's not just me, man. Someone's got to speak up and say it. I've seen the tweets. I've seen people in chat saying, hey, what's there to do now?
So I noticed, and me and my chat's been talking, there's no actual way to focus drops other than depending on RNG attunement. So they've taken the attunement aspect of Into the Light and Onslaught, but instead of making it free or like, you know, going into attune something and grinding Onslaught, instead you have to take one of these potions that have a expiration on it, and you have to, you know, of course, grind the stuff to make these potions. You take the potion, and then you have to hope that RNG is in your favor for the drops that are actually connected to this episode, because there's no crafting, which is fine. I'm all about weapon grinding, but there's not even engrams that drop from this episode that you can focus for armor for this episode or weapons for this episode. You just get an engram, like it has the Revenant engrams, but it rolls automatically with Revenant gear. There's no menu to where you can go in and say, hey, I want to burn these engrams on rolling new GLs, or I want to burn these engrams on a chance to roll between a GL, the hand cannon, or whatever.
He's right.
There's no actual way to focus any of the loot from this season. The only way is to attune to try to get drops on an expiration timer every time you pop a potion.
He's right on that. So you're forced to use the tonic.
Correct. If you want the seasonal loot.
If you want the seasonal loot. Okay, yeah. Also, I want to add to this. This is where you attune your class item. Now, this is awesome. Look, you can come here and be like, hey, every single one I want, you know, let's just say you're looking for something on the Titan. You could be like, hey, I want Heart of Inmost Light, but you can't do this. Like, you can't do both, one or the other. So if I have this attuned, every single class item that I get is going to have Inmost Light, and I'm going to be looking for that Synthosep roll, just like the one I have on. Guess what? Where was this when they took away the double drops? Now, I get they couldn't implement a system right away, but no one cares about these class items anymore. People set the macros. People AFK those chest farms. People farm those class items so much. Now, some of you might be like, hey, I didn't get one, so I'm going to go farm this, and this is a great system. Hey, go get it. You should take advantage of it, because I can tell you right now, like, the RNG aspect of this is pretty crazy. I mean, I can show you real quick. I'm gonna go to Orbit and show you my vault. I got a lot of these class items, and the RNG was not on my side. Here's all the class items that I farmed, and I was looking through just to see like what rolls I could get, and I only kept a few of these. The only reason I actually had more pages of these. I had about 4 pages of class items just to see what I had, but I just kept them for showing chat. But a lot of people just AFK'd those. So again, I wanted to add some positive into this. I know that some people might be like, well, you can attune class item. Too late, you know. I just want to give you my opinion on this video. Sorry if it hurts people, sorry if it's true, sorry if it's not, but again, as someone that's been streaming this game over 8 years, I feel like we're allowed to voice our opinion. This sucks, this is my life. So I mean, streaming's my life now, so it's like now I have to find ways to have fun on this game and do other stuff. This dungeon better be good.